My name is Isabel. Have you ever wondered what DNA looks like? You've probably heard that DNA has a double helix model. But how do you know that? How can people look at DNA? Don't worry. Today, I'm going to show you how to do an experiment that you can actually look at DNA. You won't be able to look at a double helix model, but definitely you are going to see some DNA. So what is DNA anyway? Well, it's what your genes are made of, and your genes are like the recipes for making you who you are. So your DNA has all the instructions for making you, your hair, your eyes, your brain, and every living thing has DNA for making them who they are. Animals, plants, and you, of course, me and you. Since DNA is so important, it's not just floating around in our bodies, it's actually kept in a safe place, and that safe place is actually inside of your cells. We are made of trillions of cells, and nearly all the cells in your body, your muscle cells, your skin cells, your brain cells, have nearly 6 feet of DNA packed into them. You can think of a cell as being a house with a lot of rooms for doing particular things. So like a house, a cell has a particular wall on the outside to protect what's inside. A wall of an animal cell is called the cell membrane, and the wall for a plant cell is called the cell wall. And there are many special rooms for doing different jobs, like the mitochondria, which make the energy for the cell. And there is a really special place inside of your cell called the nucleus. The nucleus is where the DNA is kept and protected. So the first thing we need to do is to get the DNA out of the cell or the house. So to do that, we are going to first break down the walls around the house, and then we are going to break down the walls around the nucleus. And that's what we are going to do today. You actually don't need to do this in a pretty fancy laboratory. We are going to do this in our own kitchen. I will see you there. So I'm in the kitchen now, and then let's get together all the things we need for this experiment. So first, don't forget that this is an experiment that we are going to extract some DNA. So the first thing we are going to need is something that has DNA in there. So for this experiment, I'm going to use a half of a banana, and I think that other vegetables and fruits work equally as well, like strawberries and kiwis, and you can run experiments using them. But do not use your scissors or pads to extract DNA. Use them for another time maybe. So the next thing is some warm water, and the next thing is some containers, and I chose 2 glass cups. And next, you need some measuring utensils, and next the sea salt, and a sieve, a tweezer, and a blender, and a 1/4 teaspoon, and the dishwashing detergent. Actually, any brands of dishwashing detergent doesn't matter, but you can run different experiments using different dishwashing detergent or soap or shampoo to see which one works the best. Don't forget, also use the rubbing alcohol. You can get this easily at any pharmacies, and I keep it refrigerated, and I will explain the reason later. Now I have all the things to do the experiment, so let's do it first. So we are going to prepare the extraction solution. So first, measure 90 milliliters of water. And pour it into one of the glass cup, and then add 10 milliliters of the detergent into the solution, into the water. And then add a quarter of the salt into the solution. And then you have to mix them well. As you remember before, to get out the DNA, we have to break down the cell wall, the cell membrane, and the nucleus membrane to get out of the DNA. And to extract the DNA, every part of the extraction solution plays a role. The detergent actually helps to dissolve the cell membrane, the phospholipid, the fatty part, and the salts actually helps to breaks down the protein chain that holds the nucleic acid together, releasing the DNA strands. Next, we will use a blender. I'm going to peel the banana. And put it into the blender. And put the extraction solution in. I'm going to close it, and then I press the button. And it's done. So the purpose of using a blender is to mix the extraction solution with the banana really well, so there will be no large piece remaining, and all the cell membranes, cell walls, and proteins are hopefully all broken down by now. Now I'm going to pour the well-mixed banana and extra soup solution against the sieve into a measuring cups. And the reason why I pour the mixture into through a sieve is to get out of the froth and the large piece of the bananas which are getting in the way of extracting the DNA. I'm going to use a spoon to press against the strand bits of bananas against the sieve, forcing even more of the solution out. I'm going to pour the remaining mixture into a glass cup. And here it is. Now I'm going to pour roughly 5 milliliters of the chilled rubbing alcohol into the remaining solution. Why I add the rubbing alcohol in this? Because DNA is not soluble in the rubbing alcohol, and even less so when the alcohol is ice cold. Now, can you see separation of the white stuff atop of the remaining solution? That is the DNA of the banana. And now I'm going to use a tweezer to gently remove the DNA. Here is one piece of DNA, and here is another piece. So it's really successful. Through our experiment, we eventually get what we want, the DNA of the banana, and it's really fun. And you can teach this to your friends and your relatives. It's really fun. And thank you. So now is the reflection time. Let me address some minor flaws of my experiment. First, I should have removed the foam after using the blender because as you can see, the foam actually passed through the sieve into the measuring cup and is getting in the way of extracting the DNA. Second, I should have used the measuring cup to measure the 10 milliliters of detergent instead of pouring the detergent directly into the water. Last, I should have included this small glass cup in the materials needed because only the height of this cup is short enough for the tweezer to get in. But overall, the experiment is really successful and it's really fun to see what DNA looks like. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope my videos help you.